Hey guys, so I know most of us know about dates, but don't really know how beneficial this fruit is. Beyond the fact that it's a great natural sweetener, and for someone who's a sweet tooth like me, I got to learn about the benefits and I decided to make my own syrup using dates. So, dates are sweet fruits that have lots of benefits for the brain, digestion, heart, and overall wellness. They are high in fiber and potassium. They also contain protein, vitamins, and minerals. They also have great antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. So I started out by soaking my dates for 24 hours to have it soaked properly. And then I took out the seeds. Some persons use the seeds to make their own date coffee. So you dry the seeds very, very well. I have this appliance that helps me dry seeds or dry leaves. It's called a dehydrator. I got it from one store online. I really can't remember. So you dry the seeds, blend it, and just brew it the same way you brew your natural coffee. And I mean, for some persons, I'm not a coffee person. I'm more of a tea person. But most persons say it tastes even better than the normal coffee. So yeah, that's for dates. That's a healthier option for coffee if you love to do coffee. So I took out all the seeds from the dates, and remember, if you're soaking it, it helps you, take out the flesh easily, and also brings out all the nutrients and all the slimy texture of the date. So date is quite sweet. So when I was done, I took this to the blender. Now this is how it looks after taking out the seed. I had to wash properly, and then I took it to the blender and blended. So of course, because it's a hard fruit, but now it's already softened. So I added my water, added enough water depending on the quantity you want for syrup, and so it blends very well. I added enough water and I blended, and I used my juicer to, help me get out the juice from the date syrup. I just did that as one method. Another method is to take it to this netty fabric, this cloth sieve, and it helps to also get out enough fluid so you could tie. That's me draining out my fluid. So you could tie it however you want. So it's very easy to juice this with your cloth sieve. You wrap your basin with the cloth and then you pour your blended mixture into it. Make sure that your cloth is well covered so that it's not spilling or wasting your effort. So you do that, you sieve it, you squeeze really hard, same way you make your pap, right? You squeeze really hard so you can get out all the fluid. So I did that, squeeze for a while, kept squeezing and turning and turning and turning and squeezing until it was all out. Now this is me squeezing to get out all the fluid because this is quite expensive and I didn't want to waste it. So I took it to my pot and then started boiling. And of course, you wouldn't want to, leave it on the fire for so long. So I kept stirring and stirring to make sure that it was cooking. So it's just to get the thickness of the date. So I kept stirring and checking on intervals. I kept stirring it, checking on intervals. And I noticed that it started getting thick. So I knew that my date syrup was almost ready. So I left it for a while, came back to it again, kept stirring. I noticed that it was getting thick, and then it is finally thick and my date syrup is ready. So this is what it looks like, although you could, at this point you could leave it if you don't want it to be so thick, but me, I wanted mine to be really thick. So I left it on the fire. I kept stirring it and stirring and stirring and stirring until it was ready. I turned off my heat and then allowed it to cool down a little before transferring it into the storage cup. So this is the final consistency. You can see how thick it is. It's like an actual syrup. So you allow it cool down before you put in the storage cup so that it doesn't melt whatever you're using if you're using a plastic cup like myself. So you allow it cool down And this is the final syrup. So this can be used for your smoothies, for your juice. You can even put it in your tea. I put it in my tea to replace sugar or honey. This is what I use for my tea. You could also use the paste that was gotten from after squeezing it to make your smoothies as well. So it all depends on you. You can also put it on your pancakes, whatever you want to use. Same thing you use honey for. You could also use a date syrup. This is just a healthier, more natural option. So I transferred it into my storage cup when it was cold, and here, ta-da! Would you be trying this? Let me know in the comment section.